God says, a huge miracle will happen in just 20 seconds. Don't tell anyone. It is only for you, and if you try to skip this, you will suffer great losses and regret for life. There is something trembling in the air right now, something sacred and alive, something that your heart can feel even if your mind cannot explain it. This moment is not ordinary. It is soaked in a divine urgency, wrapped in a holy whisper that carries the voice of God Himself. These next few minutes are holding something that eternity planned just for you. What you're about to hear is not meant for crowds, not meant to be shared casually. It is a personal word, delivered straight into your soul, and if you walk away or ignore it, you might never find it again. Please stay with this until the very end, because what waits for you is not small, not delayed, and not uncertain. It is near, it is real, and it is powerful beyond what your eyes can yet see. Comment Amen right now if your spirit feels the weight of this moment. If your life has been filled with waiting, if you have been praying without answers, carrying pain no one can see, trying to survive what others don't understand, then this moment is God's mercy reaching into your timeline. This is not a coincidence or a random word floating through your day. This is heaven interrupting your thoughts because God sees you and loves you too much to stay silent any longer. He has chosen this very second to break through the noise around you and deliver a holy promise right into the middle of your need. A huge miracle is being released, and not days from now, not in the distant future, but within seconds. Just 20 seconds of obedience, of trust, of stillness, and everything can shift. If this is speaking to your heart, like it's pulling on something deep inside of you, please don't leave. Like this video and let God know you receive this with open hands. God doesn't need time the way we think He does. He does not delay because He is unsure. He is not slow because He is weak. When He says, "Now," creation responds. When He whispers, "Move," the winds change direction. And when He declares, "Miracle," every chain, every wall, every curse, every delay, and every form of darkness must obey. Right now, in the quiet corners of your life, something is shifting in the unseen. Something holy is standing in your defense. The enemy thought you wouldn't make it to this moment. He sent storms, heartbreaks, and endless distractions to pull you away, but still you're here. And because you stayed, because you are still reaching for hope, this miracle is being poured out just for you. The weight of this moment is heavy with grace. Some of you have been on the edge of giving up, not because you're weak, but because you're tired. You've prayed prayers that felt like they disappeared into the air. You've carried burdens in silence, smiled through the pain, and walked alone when you didn't have the strength. But God saw it all. Every silent tear, every hidden scar, every battle you didn't talk about. And today, He is not asking you to do more. He is not demanding that you earn this miracle. He's simply asking you to receive it. He's asking you to open your heart and let Him remind you that He has always been near. Your life is not random. You were never forgotten. The enemy has lied to you, but heaven never looked away. There has always been a plan, even in your darkest days. God has carried your name in His hands, watched over your steps, protected you from things you didn't even know were coming. And now, He's bringing forth what has been waiting behind the curtain. A huge miracle, in just 20 seconds, will begin unfolding. Not because you are perfect, but because you are His. Because grace has found you. Because mercy has chased you down even when you didn't feel worthy of it. Comment 11:11 if you believe this miracle is reaching your life now. This is not hype. This is not for everyone. This is not entertainment. This is holy ground you're standing on. You didn't stumble here. You were led here. You were drawn by the Spirit of the living God because something powerful is about to break open in your story. And this is why you must not tell anyone. Not everyone will understand what God is doing in your life. Not everyone will believe it, support it, or protect it. Some will laugh, some will doubt, some will try to steal your joy. But this word is not for them. It is for you. A sacred deposit of heaven into your soul, and it must be protected. There are miracles that are loud and public, and then there are miracles that are private and personal, miracles that shift the very ground beneath your feet in silence. This is one of those. God is about to rearrange what looked unfixable. He is about to restore what was stolen, mend what was broken, and breathe life into places you thought were buried forever. And it won't make sense to others, but it will make sense to your spirit. You will know it was God, and that's all that matters. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to fight to be seen. God has already chosen you. His eyes have never left you. His promise is not delayed. And now the time has come. A huge miracle. Not just a blessing. Not just a small shift. A divine, supernatural, heaven-sent miracle that will leave you speechless and deeply aware that God was always listening. That He never forgot. That He was writing something greater behind the pain. Stay until the very end, because the enemy is terrified of what you're about to walk into. If you skip this moment, you risk stepping out of alignment with what was divinely timed for your breakthrough. You risk missing the exact second heaven was prepared to move on your behalf. And the regret that follows is not something you were meant to carry. This is why God's voice is urging you to listen. To stay. To receive. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. You are still breathing because heaven has not finished writing your story. You are still standing, not by your own strength, but because the hand of God has held you together through things that tried to tear you apart. And now, after all the waiting, all the nights you questioned whether anything would ever change, God is saying that the change is not only coming, it is already being released. Comment 222 if you trust this. You must understand something very sacred about the way God moves. He does not waste time. He does not delay without purpose. Every second you have felt unseen, He was watching. Every moment you felt forgotten, He was drawing closer. What seemed like silence was actually divine preparation. What felt like delay was God's mercy holding back something until it could fully bless you instead of break you. And now, Because you have stayed, because you have not walked away, because you have kept hope alive even in a whisper, the miracle is being released. Not just into the air, but directly into your life. God has been working behind the curtain of your reality, crafting the answers you didn't know how to ask for. He has been gathering what the enemy scattered, repairing what you thought was permanently broken, and breathing life into what seemed dead. The world might not see it yet, but heaven already knows what is coming. And this miracle, this divine shift, has your name on it. It wasn't sent to the crowd. It wasn't designed for the masses. It was tailor-made for you. You didn't imagine the promises. They were not lies. They were not false hope. Every dream that God whispered into your soul was real, and the enemy has been fighting you not because you're weak, but because of what you carry. There is glory wrapped inside you. There is a purpose inside your life that hell could not erase. And now the time has come for God to reveal what He's been preparing in secret. What seemed small will be revealed as significant. What felt forgotten will be crowned with favor. You are not just anyone. You are chosen. You are set apart. You are deeply loved, and even when you didn't feel it, you were surrounded by His presence. When you cried alone, angels stood around you. When you broke under the weight of it all, God was catching every tear and writing it into your testimony. And now, those tears are turning into rivers of blessing. That sorrow is turning into celebration. Because the miracle is no longer a hope, it is a reality that is unfolding right now. There are things happening in the Spirit that your eyes have not yet seen. Things that will leave you speechless when they break through. Conversations are shifting. Decisions are being made in rooms you've never stepped in. Doors are opening that your hands never touched, because God is doing what no one else can take credit for. He is showing you that when it's His time, no power in hell can stop what heaven has written. And you are standing in that time right now. The fight you've endured was never just about you. It was about the generations after you. It was about the freedom that would come through your victory. That is why the warfare was so strong, why the delays were so long, why the heartbreaks felt so deep. But hear this, what is coming will make up for everything that was lost. What is being released will silence every lie of the enemy. And you will stand, not just healed, but stronger, wiser, and covered in a peace that nothing can shake. You didn't miss your moment. You didn't fail beyond repair. You didn't fall too far. Grace is bigger than your mistakes. Mercy is louder than your regrets. And the miracle that God is sending now will not pass you by. It will find you. It will fill the room where you sit. It will wrap around your life and restore what seemed gone forever. And when it arrives, you'll know it was God, because only He could have done this. You might not see it yet, but already the winds are changing. Already the angels are moving. Already heaven is in motion on your behalf. And when the moment comes, it won't need an announcement. It will feel like peace. It will feel like healing. It will feel like clarity. It will feel like something inside you breaking free. And everything around you will begin to reflect what God has already finished in the Spirit. This is the kind of miracle that leaves no part of your life untouched. It will enter your home, your mind, your relationships, your finances, your health. It will light up the dark places and restore joy in ways you thought were impossible. Because God is not just fixing what was broken. He is giving you something entirely new. Something that doesn't look like the pain, but looks like the promise. This is not just a moment. It is a divine turning point. It is the kind of breakthrough that generations will talk about. The kind of testimony that will cause others to believe again. You will not need to defend it. The fruit will speak for itself. The change will be undeniable. And the peace that follows will be so deep that nothing will be able to shake it. You have cried, you have waited, you have trusted through the silence. And now, God is answering not only with a word, but with a miracle. A huge miracle. A miracle that will make up for the sleepless nights, the fear, the confusion, and the pain. And even now, as you read this, something is rising in your spirit. That's not emotion. That is your spirit recognizing the truth. That is your soul responding to the voice of the one who made you. Don't tell anyone yet. Not because it's not real, but because it's sacred. Because it's holy. Because this was meant to be a secret moment between you and the God who has never left your side. Let the miracle take root in silence. Let it bloom without explanation. And when the time is right, the fruit of it will speak louder than any words could. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. There are angels dispatched with your name on their instructions, walking into the places you cannot go, arranging things that no human hand could coordinate. Right now, at this very moment, God is setting the stage for the miracle that was spoken over your life from the beginning of time. And though the wait may have felt endless, though you have been stretched beyond what felt fair, God's word has not failed, and it never will. Comment 333 to declare your faith in this. This miracle is not like anything you've seen before. It is not the kind of answer that can be explained away or understood through logic. This miracle is personal, and it's coming to remind you who your Father is. It is not just a blessing to make life easier. It is a sign that the covenant over your life still stands. What God promised you is still alive. It has not expired. It has not been revoked. It has not been forgotten. Even the parts of your story that felt broken beyond healing are now being touched by His presence. The pages you tried to tear out are being rewritten with grace, and the chapters that left you in pieces are now being transformed into testimonies of strength, healing, and favor. There is a shift happening around you, even if you cannot yet see the evidence of it. The enemy wants you to believe that nothing has changed, that you are stuck, that the pain will continue, but the truth is that the warfare increased because the miracle is closer than ever. You are closer to your breakthrough than you've ever been before. That is why you felt pressure on all sides, that is why your heart has been heavy, that is why old battles have resurfaced. It is not because God has left you, it's because what's about to come will be too big to hide, and the enemy is desperate to distract you before it arrives. God is doing something for you that you didn't even know how to ask for. He is releasing what was held back. He is restoring what was stolen. He is softening hearts that were hardened against you. He is removing barriers that have delayed your joy. He is preparing you for something holy, something sacred, something that will leave you humbled by His mercy. You've been asking for an answer, but God is sending more than that. He's sending confirmation. He's sending fulfillment. He's sending a miracle that carries healing not only for you, but for others connected to your life. The reason you have endured so much pain is because there is a mantle on your life that carries impact. The calling on you is not small. That is why the process has been intense. That is why the wait has been long. That is why it has felt lonely. The deeper the purpose, the deeper the preparation. And what God is about to release will not only change your circumstances, it will change the atmosphere around you. You will become a walking testimony of how God shows up at the perfect time, how He never forgets His promises, and how His love is relentless in pursuit of His children. There is a promise in Isaiah that says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." And this is your moment. This is the time He has spoken about in whispers through the years of waiting. Everything is aligning in the unseen. What looked like delay was actually divine timing being perfected. What felt like rejection was actually God's protection. And now the appointed time is arriving, not with fanfare, but with holy power. You will not need to strive for it. You will not need to chase it. This miracle will meet you where you are. It will recognize you because it was created with you in mind. Your heart may be weary, but do not let go. The miracle is too close now. The breakthrough is already breaking through. The doors that were locked are creaking open. The healing that felt impossible is beginning to rise. The provision you needed is on its way. The clarity you've been praying for is about to flood your mind with peace. God is not slow. He is strategic. He is exact. And when He moves, nothing can stop what He sends. There are things you have suffered that others will never understand. There are nights you cried and felt like the silence would never break. But God saw you. He heard every whispered prayer. He held you when you thought you were alone. And now He is rewarding you, not because of what you did, but because of who He is. He is faithful to His word. He is kind to those who trust in Him. And He is generous to those who hold on to hope when it would have been easier to give up. Do not worry about how He will do it. Do not try to calculate it. This is not the kind of blessing that can be figured out. It is the kind that makes you fall to your knees in awe. It is the kind that reminds you that God is not a man that He should lie. He does not make empty promises. He does not tease His children. He fulfills what He says, and He does it in ways that prove His hand alone made it happen. This next miracle will be undeniable. It will silence the doubts. It will quiet the fear. It will settle the unrest in your heart. And it will bring a kind of joy that restores what was stolen from you. Not temporary happiness, but deep, lasting joy that heals the parts of you that were torn by disappointment. So stay present. Stay hopeful. Keep your heart open. Because what is coming is not just for comfort, but for calling. This miracle will launch you forward. It will position you for more. It will reintroduce you to your own purpose with clarity and confidence. And above all, it will remind you that God has never left your side, not even for a moment. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. A miracle that has already begun its journey toward your life. It may have felt like things were falling apart, but they were actually falling into place, piece by piece, step by step, exactly how God designed it to be. The silence was not a sign of absence, it was preparation. Comment 555 if you feel something beginning to shift in your spirit. Some of you have been walking through fire, and not the kind you could explain. The kind that burns quietly, the kind that no one else sees, the kind that tests your soul behind closed doors. But what you didn't know is that while you were being refined in that fire, God was guarding your destiny. He was protecting you from things you couldn't yet handle. He was removing distractions, severing ties, and shielding you from dangers that never reached you because He stood between you and the storm. The fire was not to destroy you. It was to purify you. And now, after the fire, comes the favor. Now comes the miracle. There is a kind of blessing that only comes after the breaking. A kind of revelation that only rises after surrender. And you, beloved, have reached that place. You have come to the edge of yourself, and that is exactly where God moves most powerfully. You don't have to know how it will happen. You don't have to figure it all out. All you need to do is make room for Him. Open your heart again. Let hope rise again. Even if it's fragile, even if it's quiet, God can do more with a tiny mustard seed of faith than you could do with a lifetime of strength on your own. This miracle is not dependent on others believing in it. It is not limited by your circumstances. It is not tied to the people who walked away or the plans that failed. In fact, God is going to bless you in a way that proves their absence did not stop His promise. He's going to elevate you in ways that silence every voice that said you wouldn't make it. He's going to restore what was lost so beautifully that the pain that once defined your story will become the very evidence of His healing power. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You have not missed the promise. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt like detours, were leading you back to this divine moment. This moment where heaven interrupts your thoughts and reminds you that you are seen, known, and deeply loved. God has not changed His mind about you. He has not given up on what He placed inside of you. In fact, He's been watching over it like a gardener watches over a seed, waiting for the exact right moment for it to bloom. And now, beloved, the blooming has begun. You may still feel the weight of your past, but grace is heavier. You may still carry wounds from the journey, but healing is here. You may still feel afraid to believe again, but God is not afraid of your fear. He meets you in it. He speaks life over it. And He lifts you out of it, not because you're strong enough, but because He is. The days ahead of you are not going to look like the ones behind. The weight is being lifted. The battle is being won. The tears that watered your prayers have not gone unnoticed. God bottles every one. And now those tears are becoming the rain that softens the soil for your harvest. You are stepping into a season where what was hard will suddenly become easy. What was blocked will suddenly open. What was silent will suddenly speak. This is the divine reversal. The very thing that was used against you will become the testimony that carries others into their own healing. The wounds will close, but they will not disappear. They will shine with glory, reminding you that God didn't just save you from the fire, He walked with you through it. And when people ask how you made it, you won't be able to point to anything but the grace of God. The miracle will be so clear, so specific, so overwhelming, that only His name will be glorified. You don't need to be loud in this moment. You don't need to announce what God is doing. Just stay close to Him. Stay rooted in the quiet place. Keep worshiping even when you feel weak. Keep listening even when the noise of the world tries to drown Him out. Because the miracle is already forming. It's already unfolding. And when it arrives, it will be worth every moment you held on, even when it didn't make sense. You were never alone. Not once. Even in the silence, His eyes were on you. Even in your lowest moments, His hands were holding you. And now, He is lifting you. Not just lifting you out of trouble, but lifting your name, your purpose, your promise. He is restoring your voice, your confidence, your identity. You will no longer walk as the one who barely made it. You will walk as the one who carries proof that God is still a miracle worker. This next miracle will not only heal what hurt, it will restore what was missing. It will correct what was broken. It will align everything that was out of place. It will be the kind of miracle that comes with clarity, with peace, with joy so deep it washes away years of sorrow. This is what you've been prepared for. This is what heaven has been waiting to release. And this time, nothing will stop it. That sense of waiting, that heaviness in your chest, that constant ache for something more, it's not in vain. It is the signal that heaven has already begun to align what your heart has been longing for. God has not forgotten the promises. He has not withdrawn His hand. He has not walked away from what He started in you. He is about to complete it in a way that only He can. Comment 1212 if you feel that this moment is yours. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. Right now, God is speaking directly to the parts of your soul that have almost gone quiet, the areas that got tired of hoping, the places that were bruised from too much waiting, the dreams you laid down because they seemed too far gone. He's calling them back to life. Not just gently, but powerfully. The same voice that called Lazarus out of the tomb is speaking resurrection into you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not invisible to the one who formed you. In fact, you are standing in the very place where His miracle is about to meet you face to face. You may not have seen the signs yet, but everything is beginning to respond to God's voice. Situations are shifting even without your awareness. People's hearts are softening. Closed doors are creaking open. Conversations are being stirred on your behalf. Battles are being won where you didn't even know there was a war. And through it all, God has had His hand over your life like a covering, like a shelter, like a shield from what could have destroyed you if He hadn't stepped in. This miracle that's being released is not an accident. It's not luck. It's not chance. It's the fulfillment of a promise that was always meant for you. From the beginning of time, before you took your first breath, God had already spoken this moment into existence. That is how intentional He is. That is how personal His love is. Every detail of your life matters to Him. Every pain, every delay, every quiet tear, it's all been seen, and it's all being answered in this miracle that is now arriving in your life. Sometimes we think miracles come in loud, dramatic ways, but often, they begin quietly, almost unnoticeably, like the first light of morning before the sun fully rises. That's what is happening now. Light is breaking through. You may still see shadows, but make no mistake, the light is here, and it is growing. God is not going to leave you in the dark. He is not going to leave you where pain had the final word. His promise is stronger than your past. His plan is deeper than your pain. And He is about to show you that nothing was wasted. The miracle you're about to walk into will carry answers to questions you stopped asking. It will provide healing to wounds you stopped trying to explain. It will restore things you didn't even realize were broken. Because that's the kind of miracle God gives, not one that meets your expectations, but one that exceeds them in every way. It will remind you that He is not just aware of your situation, but deeply involved, deeply invested, and absolutely committed to seeing you through. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. The timing is not off. The delay wasn't denial. God was stretching you so that you could hold the weight of what's coming without breaking. He was developing you in secret, preparing you to carry what others can't because the calling on your life is not average. You were born to shift things. You were created to carry His presence in a way that brings light to others. That's why the fire has been hotter. That's why the storms have been relentless. That's why you've faced battles others didn't. But through it all, God has preserved you. He has kept your heart soft. He has kept your faith alive. And now He's rewarding it. This next season of your life will not be marked by striving or by fear. It will be marked by favor. By ease. By doors that open without force. By peace that doesn't make sense. By moments where all you can do is weep, not because you're hurting, but because you're overwhelmed by how good God has been to you. What's coming will speak for itself. You won't have to prove anything to anyone. The fruit will be undeniable. The joy will be unshakable. And the presence of God will be so near that you'll feel Him in every detail of your days. You are not being overlooked. Heaven is not ignoring you. In fact, you have the full attention of God. He has heard your cries. He has counted every sleepless night. He has walked with you through every valley. And now, He is bringing you into a place of restoration that no human could give and no enemy can take away. The miracle will not just be something that blesses you, it will be something that transforms everything around you. So keep your heart open. Keep your hands lifted. Keep your spirit aligned. Because what you're stepping into is sacred. It's not just a breakthrough. It's a birthing. It's the beginning of a new chapter written by the author of life himself. The pain you endured will pale in comparison to the joy that's coming. The loss you suffered will be overshadowed by the abundance God is about to pour out. And you will look back on this season not with bitterness, but with gratitude, because you'll realize that God never stopped working on your behalf. It's the ache of breakthrough that is moments from being born into your life. God's miracle is not coming from far away. It's already breathing near you, already moving closer, already reaching into the very situations you thought would never shift. What you are sensing deep in your soul is not your imagination. It is the atmosphere changing because heaven has released something divine that belongs to you and only you. Comment 777 if your heart knows this word is yours. You have been faithful in the quiet. You have trusted when there was no evidence to hold on to. You have worshipped in the middle of the storm. And while others questioned where God was, you stayed. You didn't leave, even when it hurt. You didn't walk away, even when nothing made sense. And because of that quiet, hidden faithfulness, God is honoring you in a way that will shake the very foundation of your life with goodness. This miracle that is arriving is not the kind that comes with loud signs and flashy declarations. It is the kind that comes softly, but shifts everything all at once. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. Heaven is now reaching into your reality to make right what went wrong, to restore what was ruined, and to lift you from the valley you almost made peace with. The enemy tried to make you believe this was your life now, waiting, wandering, weeping in silence, but the devil is a liar, and God is faithful. Your destiny is not to live in shadows, but to stand in the light of God's mercy and favor. You are not called to barely survive. You are called to carry glory. You are called to be a vessel of God's power, and that is why this miracle is not just coming to you, it's coming through you. There are people connected to your life who will experience healing, freedom, and restoration simply because you chose to believe when it would have been easier to quit. Your miracle is not just personal. It's generational. The chains that break in your life will never be passed down again. The curses that followed your bloodline end with you. The fear that haunted your days is now being cast out. Because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And that freedom is taking hold in your home, in your family, in your mind, and in your future. You've walked through seasons where everything felt stripped away. Friends disappeared. Opportunities faded. The path seemed lost. And yet, you kept going. Even when you had to crawl, even when your prayers were whispered through tears, you kept believing. That kind of faith moves the heart of God. That kind of trust invites miracles. And now, because you trusted him in the fire, he is bringing you out refined, not ruined. Stronger, not broken. Covered, not crushed. What God is about to do for you is the kind of blessing that will not require explanation. It will be so specific, so timely, and so overwhelming that everyone who sees it will know, this was God. This wasn't chance. This wasn't effort. This wasn't manipulation. This was the hand of the Almighty reaching into your life and declaring, it's your time now. The suffering you endured is not your identity. The pain is not your name. God is reintroducing you to yourself, the version He wrote when He formed you in the secret place. The version that carries peace, purpose, clarity, and joy. There will be moments in the days to come when you will feel the shift tangibly. Conversations will begin to change. People you haven't heard from in years will reach out with opportunities that seem impossible. Finances that felt locked will begin to flow again. Healing will enter your body without warning. Rest will return to your nights. Peace will cover your thoughts like a warm blanket. And when it begins, you'll remember this moment, and you'll know, it was the miracle you were promised. It was always on its way. Do not let doubt creep in now. This is the most sacred part of the journey. Right before the breakthrough, the pressure intensifies. Right before the blessing appears, the battle tries to pull you back into fear. But hold your ground. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Speak His name when you feel overwhelmed. Worship when anxiety tries to rise. Because your spirit knows what your eyes haven't seen yet. The miracle is real. It's coming. And it's yours. Even the things you don't feel worthy of receiving, God is giving them. Even the dreams you buried, He is resurrecting them. Even the parts of your heart you hid because they hurt too much, He is healing them. You don't have to earn this. You just have to receive it. You don't have to strive. You don't have to prove anything. His love has already decided that you're worthy. His mercy has already paved the road for your miracle. There is nothing about your past that can cancel this promise. There is no mistake that can erase His mercy. There is no sin that His blood didn't cover. So stop rehearsing the pain. Stop punishing yourself for things God has already forgiven. This is your time to breathe. This is your time to rest in the goodness of God. Let Him carry what you've tried to hold alone for too long. In the next few days, you will sense doors opening, not because you forced them, but because you were faithful to wait for them. You will notice peace filling places that used to trigger anxiety. You will feel joy bubbling up in the middle of ordinary moments. These are not coincidences. These are the first signs of the miracle manifesting. And as it unfolds, keep your heart soft, your spirit thankful, and your eyes on Him. You don't need to share it with everyone. Some miracles are so sacred they are meant to be kept close. Let God write this part of your story in silence, in stillness, in awe. And when the time is right, you will testify, and your testimony will carry the power to awaken faith in others. God is doing it. Even now. Especially now. He's not just moving for others. He's moving for you. He hasn't passed you by. He hasn't skipped over your name. You are the one He's blessing. You are the one He's healing. You are the one He's choosing to pour His favor upon. Something only heaven could release. The miracle has been released into motion, and you are standing in the space between what was and what is about to be. God has been preparing you for this. Even when you couldn't feel it, even when everything around you felt empty, the truth is, God was full of plans for you. Comment 999 if you receive this with your whole heart. Every tear that felt forgotten, every prayer that went unanswered, every night you laid in silence asking for direction, God saw it all. And not one moment of it was wasted. Not one breath, not one cry, not one step was ignored. Heaven records more than we realize. The journey you've walked has been filled with battles that were far bigger than what people could see, and that's why the miracle that is coming is not just a reward, it's a response. It's heaven answering you in the most personal, powerful way. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. There are things God does that don't make sense to the human mind. Because His ways are higher, His timing is different, and His thoughts are not bound by what limits us. That's why what's coming won't make sense to people around you. The doors opening for you won't be logical. The favor released over your life won't be explainable. The restoration that happens will seem sudden, but it won't be. It will be the result of all the quiet seeds you planted in faith. All the obedience that nobody saw. All the surrender that cost you more than you ever admitted. The kind of miracle that is entering your life now is one that reaches into every corner. This won't just be a momentary relief or a temporary blessing. This is a holy reversal. This is divine compensation. This is the kind of miracle that turns the page for good. The chapter of pain, delay, and confusion is closing, and God is writing a new one with peace, with purpose, and with power. It's already happening. It's already surrounding you. You are stepping into it, even now, even with doubt still lingering, even with fear still trying to whisper. None of those things are strong enough to stop what God has already put into motion. You don't need to be perfect to receive this. You don't need to be ready by the world's standards. God is not looking at your flaws. He's looking at your heart. And your heart, despite everything, still wants Him. Still reaches for Him. Still believes, even if only barely. And that's enough. That kind of fragile, persistent faith is the faith that moves mountains. That is the faith that brings heaven down into earth. You may have been hidden in this last season. Misunderstood, overlooked, passed by. But God didn't hide you to punish you. He hid you to protect you. He kept you covered because the miracle He was preparing was too pure to be touched by unready hands. He kept you low so He could raise you high at the right time. And now that time has come. The lifting is beginning. The release is happening. And when it unfolds, it will be undeniable that God did it. You'll start to notice the atmosphere around you shifting. Peace will begin to rest in places where anxiety used to live. Clarity will begin to replace the fog that's been over your mind. New relationships will begin to align with your purpose. Dead things will no longer drain you. Things that used to trigger you will no longer shake you. This is all part of the miracle. It's not just physical, it's spiritual. God is not just giving you things, He's making you new. He's not just opening doors, He's preparing you to walk through them with boldness, without fear, without apology. There will be a day very soon when you look back at this time and realize it was the beginning. The moment everything started to shift. The time heaven said, "Enough waiting." And what once hurt you will no longer have power over you. What once scared you will no longer silence your praise. You'll rise with strength you didn't know was in you. And you'll speak with authority that can only come from someone who has walked with God through fire and made it out alive. Do not despise the process that led you here. It wasn't wasted. The loneliness, the rejection, the heartbreak, the confusion, it was shaping you. Building you. Stripping away what couldn't go with you into the next chapter. You may not have liked it, but God used it. And He's about to show you why He allowed it. Because what He's releasing now is not just for comfort, it's for calling. It's not just for you, it's for everyone who will be impacted through your testimony. You won't have to try to explain yourself anymore. You won't have to convince anyone that God is with you. The evidence will be visible. It will rest on you. The glow of His favor will be undeniable. The fruit of His presence will be so obvious that even those who doubted you will have to say, "God did it." And when they ask how you made it, you'll just smile and say, "It was grace." All of it. Every part. So do not grow weary now. You are too close. Do not second-guess what God has already confirmed. The timing is not random. This is not just another moment in your life. This is a marked moment. A miracle moment. A divine appointment set by heaven itself. And it was made just for you. He is with you. He is for you. And He is finishing what He started. This miracle will not be delayed. It will not be stolen. It will not be denied. The King of Kings has spoken, and when He speaks, everything must bow: fear, lack, sickness, confusion, despair. All of it must surrender to His word. But the truth is, what felt like abandonment was actually the most careful preparation. What you called delay, heaven called protection. And now, that sacred protection has become the doorway through which your miracle is stepping in. Comment 10:10 if you believe the wait was worth what's coming. There are things that only God could orchestrate. Things that could never be explained by effort or timing or chance. The kind of miracle that's about to unfold in your life is not going to follow the rules of the world. It's going to follow the voice of the one who created it. Because what God is doing now is not just a blessing for today, it is a reversal of everything the enemy tried to steal from you. He's not just giving you what was lost, He's giving it back multiplied, purified, and protected this time. The storm you've survived was brutal not because you were weak, but because of what was growing in you. Seeds of calling, of destiny, of divine identity were planted in your soul, and the warfare was always about that. The enemy tried to distract you from your purpose with pain. He tried to bury your belief under discouragement. He tried to convince you that God had grown silent, when in fact, God was speaking the loudest through your survival. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. This miracle is not just about breakthrough, it's about the identity God is restoring in you. You are not broken. You are not disqualified. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are called. You are chosen. You are carried by grace, and the hand of God has never let you go. Even when you felt like you were drowning, He was holding you above the water. Even when everything was shaking, He was your anchor. What's about to happen in your life is going to make sense of the suffering. Not because the pain was good, but because God is so good that He won't let it go unused. Nothing will be wasted. Not the sleepless nights. Not the tears you cried in private. Not the conversations that broke your spirit. Every moment is being redeemed. Every second is being restored. And soon, very soon, you'll see how all of it was leading you here, to the moment where God says, "Now watch what I can do." There is no force that can stop the miracle that has your name on it. No mistake, no person, no system, no failure has the authority to override what heaven has decreed. And heaven has already decided that this is your time. The angels are already on assignment. The winds have already shifted. The favor has already been released. All you have to do now is stay open. Stay present. Stay rooted in faith, even if that faith feels small. Because your miracle is not coming because of how loud your belief is, but because of how strong God's love is. His love never changes. His promises never expire. And His word will never return void. He spoke this miracle before you even needed it. He designed it to find you when nothing else could. And now, even if you feel unworthy, even if you feel tired, even if you feel like you have nothing left to give, the miracle is still yours. This shift that's happening in your life is not random. The sudden opportunities, the unexpected connections, the deep peace rising in your heart, these are all signs. These are heaven's signals that something holy has been released over your story. You're not imagining the change. You're not wrong to feel hopeful. You're discerning what the Spirit has been preparing behind the scenes. And very soon, your eyes will see what your heart already knows: God did not forget you. He knows where you are. He knows what you've been through. And He knows exactly how to reach you. This miracle is being tailored to your need. It's not just something general. It's not vague. It's specific. Detailed. Personal. It's God's way of showing you that He was listening the whole time. That He was near when you felt alone. That He was working when it seemed like nothing was moving. You won't have to chase this blessing. It's chasing you. You won't have to strive for this miracle. It's finding you. Because this time, God wants you to know without a shadow of doubt that it was Him. No one else will be able to take credit. No one else will be able to explain it away. This will be one of those moments where all you can do is fall to your knees in awe and say, "Only God." And when it comes, let it come fully. Don't hold back your joy. Don't silence your praise. Let your soul rise in thanksgiving. Let the testimony spill out of your life. Because someone else is going to be awakened through what God does in you. Someone else's faith is going to rise when they see your story unfold. That's why the enemy fought you so hard. Because this miracle is not just for your healing, it's for the healing of others. Your breakthrough will open the way for others to believe again. So breathe. Rest. Release the weight of worry. You're not waiting anymore. You're receiving. You're stepping into the promise. The miracle is not a distant hope. It is a present reality. And it will touch every part of your life.